Hey, fierce leaders. I'm your leadership coach, Teresa Lugo, and today we're going to be doing some myth busting in this secret mini workshop. So grab your pen and paper because we're going to be transforming how you lead, work, and live in a very short period of time. How many of you feel like you're working harder than ever but aren't seeing the results you want? I used to feel this way. Daily, I'd see an inbox full of emails, back to back meetings, and not enough time to actually get work done. And still, I wasn't seeing the massive growth I was hoping for. I felt overwhelmed, exhausted, and frustrated all the time. But what if I told you that all that hard work wasn't the key? The myth we've all been taught, hard work equals success, is just that, a lie. It's a story I was also sold from a young age, from generation to generation, and even from bad leaders. But in reality, hard work is just one small part of the equation. And maybe you learned earlier the work smarter, not harder line, but do you actually do that or even know how to? Since knowledge is power, let's understand some data. According to a study by Gallup, 77% of professionals feel burnt out at work, with overwork being one of the top contributors. And I know what you're thinking. Duh, Teresa, tell me something I already don't know. But here's the kicker. You know that more hours don't necessarily translate into better outcomes. Yet you're still in that trap. In fact, working more without a strategy leads to diminishing returns. You know, that's right, losing time and money. That's why we need to focus on actually applying the working smarter, not harder mentality. I know firsthand how easy it is to fall into this trap. I used to think the more hours I put in, the more my team would feel supported, the more time I would have to balance making stakeholders happy and getting work done. I was stuck in the cycle, working late from my bed after a full day of meetings, having a task list so I felt somewhat accomplished, and honestly, I had little to show for it at the end of the day. But when I stopped glorifying getting all these silly tasks done and started applying strategic thinking and action, everything changed. My impact skyrocketed and my stress levels became pretty much non existent. And I know you probably don't believe me, but we're going to walk through that now. So now you're probably like, shut up, Teresa. Tell me what I actually need to do. Here's a simple shift instead of thinking you need to work harder. Start asking yourself, what can I focus on that will truly move the needle? And write this down. Identify high value activities, not the tasks that you fill your time with. And this might sound simple, but actually write these things out. What is important? What are your KPIs, your goals, your team goals? Even better, your organization's goals and priorities. And what are you doing to make a dent in those areas? Now, what are the tasks you're spending so much time on? And not just a list, but how long are you spending on each task? And are you spending that time because you have it or because you're distracted? Or are you procrastinating on the bigger, more impactful things? And how do you focus on the progress and outcomes versus that hustle mentality? This mindset shift alone can change the game, but you have to get really specific. I want you to take a moment to also write down 3 things you do every day. Now, categorize them, which are busy work and which ones actually create results. This exercise is about realizing that you're probably spending a lot of time on things that don't move the needle. And it's time to start cutting out that busy work. Okay, now let's identify what truly creates results. Ask yourself these 2 things next. What is one thing I can do today that will create the most impact out of all the things you listed? And 2, what resources do you already have to create that impact? And are you effectively using your resources? This is the shift from busy to valuable. That was a lot in a very short period of time. So, just because you're feeling stuck or burnt out, I want you to know that it doesn't mean you're lazy. Many leaders go through different guilt patterns on how they work, what is success, what's most important, am I doing enough? The list goes on. Please remember you are doing the best with what you have. The key is to ensure you're not both overworked and under strategized. And this is the new belief I want you to adapt today. It's not about doing more, it's about doing the right things so that you're strategized first and foremost. And at the same time, I want you to think about this holistically, not just at work, but even your personal life. What are you spending your time on when you're not working? Are you sulking in those feelings of overworked and being burnt out that you absolutely don't do anything but sit on the couch and maybe doom scroll all day? Or are you being intentional about scheduling time for healthy habits too, like going to bed early, a morning and night routine that supports you, scheduling time for movement and eating healthy, spending time doing the things that bring you joy? If you don't focus on that, it might not matter how you approach work at all. Now, how I want you to apply this moving forward. Every morning, write down 3 things that would truly make an impact on your goals and your priorities, and be ruthless with them. This will be your impact list. Start your day with a clear strategy, not just a long to do list. We're getting rid of those. I want you to eat the frog first. So, what is that most important thing? So, let's wrap this up. Today, we shattered the old belief that more hours equal more success. And I hope you can see that now. You now have the tools to focus on your impact and not busyness. In the next secret workshop, we'll unlock how you tackle one of the sneakiest things that drain leaders' power: imposter syndrome. If you've ever felt like you're second guessing yourself, you don't want to miss this, because overcoming that is what turns good leaders into unforgettable ones. To unlock the next workshop, send me a picture or post and tag me with your first impact list. Don't overthink it or make it long, but just take some time to reflect on what we talked about today and share it. And if you're already feeling like this is too much to tackle alone, send me a message so we can dig deeper into what's holding you back and start applying the right strategies to grow faster with less effort in a one-on-one setting that's tailored to you. I'll see you soon.